Hi all, this is Diane Schawe, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my lesson plan, which was regarding simple sentences. And when it comes to simple sentences and sentence writing strategies in general, it's probably not very exciting for students. So I wanted to make it something that was a little more exciting, and obviously in which I integrated technology beyond my use of technology for the presentation. So I decided that I would use the lesson that I had used before, which is the Smart Notebook lesson, in which kids take notes while I present information on the board and on the smart board, and then come to the smart board to interact with parts of the presentation, and then get worksheets, work together, work at home, and then we take a test. So that's the basics of it. And what I decided to do to integrate the technology and make it something much more worthwhile is for the students to learn all of that stuff, information, and then to integrate technology by having them create a thing link using simple sentences. And I'll explain more about that in a few minutes. So they were to integrate the simple sentences into a thing link. And we would do this obviously at the very beginning of the year because of what I teach. Simple sentence structure should be very easy for these kids. So we would do this kind of as a getting started, getting to know each other activity as well. So the rest of the idea is to use simple sentences, and I'll show you in a moment, but to use the simple sentences as part of the thing link text boxes, and then other criteria for using video and photographs as well. And then as we progress to more complicated sentence structures, compound, complex, and compound complex, then they would go back into their thing link, they would edit it, and add or revise sentences to include those new sentence structure types that we had worked on. And so they would continue to grow their thing link, if you will. And so that was the kind of the preview or the overview of the lesson. So my thing link, you can see here. What I asked is that they would include a maximum of 4 text boxes. You can see these here. And then the text boxes, they would use simple sentences only, using the 4 formulas that they learned, and a minimum, obviously, of 2 of each of the formulas, and obviously tell me something about themselves. And so there's a couple, here's another one of mine, and then here's another. Also there's more down here. Okay, there's some. They were also asked to integrate one video of themselves, which they would record or upload if they had something on YouTube that showed them doing something or involved in something that was, interesting about them. Maybe singing a song, I don't know. So they had to have at least one video, and then at least 2 photos. I have captions on mine. All right, so those are there. And then my video is down here at the bottom, which is of one of the performances. You can see I'm a belly dancer. So at any rate, that's the product at the end. And then when these are all finished, on about day 3 of the lesson, it's an extended lesson, then they would present. On day 3, everyone would present their thing link to the class using, the projection. And we'd all get to know them, and that would be oodles and gobs of fun. So, and then continue again to revise and upgrade as you went along. So that's kind of a long summary, I suppose. But anyhow, that's my plan. Before this class, I had students use technology quite a bit. They, substituted, they augmented, they often modified the old ways that I've had them learn or how I had them create products to share. But I realized that wasn't enough. I didn't know that wasn't enough, but over the past few years, I've really worked hard to make sure that I could get my hands on any technology in my classroom that I could. I wanted to use it all up and have my kids, think that was really awesome because we were using technology. But what I realized is that I was using technology to a great degree, but my students were not. So I began to shift my focus over the last few months to the actual integration. Yay! So I then highly prioritized learning how to actually integrate technology into my curriculum to make, meaningful student use and production of technology rather than just having it in my hands. The greatest thing that I've learned as a result of this course is that it isn't in a particular tool or a skill that I learned, but simply how to rethink how I want students to use the concepts I teach and the knowledge I intend for them to leave my class with in their lives, beyond academics. How are we going to use this information? What does it matter? I've always started the first day of my classes saying to my students, if what you learn in my classroom is only valuable inside these four walls, then it is completely worthless. And then I worked incredibly hard to make my content relevant to them. The power to integrate technology really ups the ante exponentially, so I better use my power because that in turn will empower my students. I will be piloting the student use of iPads at the high school level in all of my classes and preps this coming school year. And so right now I'm in the process of redesigning my entire curriculum, all of my lessons and everything in order to do so. I'll be paying lots of attention to blogs and sites that provide ideas and can offer me help and suggestions and all sorts of things because I'm really going to need it. Even though I'm excited about it and I have more skill than I probably thought I had, I need lots of support. Right now, I'm very active in my building using technology and helping teachers in my building or that I'm otherwise connected with anytime they need support or ideas. I'm a part of the Technology Master Teacher Group for the district, and I intend to continue offering training and in-service and PDs in my building and in the district. That kind of support whenever I'm needed or whenever they ask me or whenever I have an idea to share. So 2014-2015 should be a real adventure. Therefore, bon voyage, fellow integrators!